Language is my playground, and neurodivergence is my lens. I am Hiba Bayat, the neurodivergent linguist, coach, and supervisor. Around here, we explore words, worlds, and wiring with curiosity, compassion, and the occasional tangent. Because growth is messy, meaning is layered, and shift really does happen. Hello everyone, in today's episode we will be talking about emotional regulation, the other language we learn. Emotional regulation is something many of us were never explicitly taught, especially if we have ADHD. It shapes how we respond to stress, how we experience feedback, how quickly we recover when something feels overwhelming, and how safe we feel inside our own nervous system. Emotional regulation is the ability to notice feelings, understand them, and respond in ways that support us rather than harm us. It doesn't mean staying calm all the time, and it doesn't mean suppressing emotion. It means having enough space between feeling and reacting. For many people with ADHD, that space can feel very small. Emotions may arrive quickly and with intensity. Joy can feel expansive. Frustration can rise suddenly. Disappointment can feel deeply personal. This isn't because you are too emotional. It reflects how different brain systems operate at different speeds. The parts of the brain that detect threat and emotional significance respond rapidly. The parts that support reflection, perspective, and inhibition often take longer to engage. So the feeling arrives before the filter. In everyday life, this may show up as reacting before you have time to think, feeling emotionally flooded, finding it difficult to let go of experiences, or feeling drained by the intensity of your own responses. And over time, many people internalize these patterns as personal failure. They may wonder why seemingly small situations affect them so strongly, or why emotional recovery takes longer than expected. Yet emotional intensity isn't a weakness. It's often closely linked to empathy, creativity, intuition, and deep relational awareness. The challenge isn't the presence of strong feelings. It's developing safe ways to move through them. Emotional regulation isn't a fixed trait. It's a skill that can be learned and strengthened across the lifespan. Many adults with ADHD find themselves learning this skill more consciously and later in life. This doesn't mean they're behind, it means they're becoming aware. For some people, rejection-sensitive dysphoria adds another layer to emotional experience. Perceived criticism or social disconnection can trigger rapid and intense emotional responses. A brief message may feel like disapproval. A neutral expression may feel personal. The body can move quickly into shame, defensiveness, or withdrawal before the thinking brain has fully processed what's happening. Understanding these reactions can create an important shift. Instead of judging the emotion, it becomes possible to approach it with curiosity. Rather than saying, "I shouldn't feel like this," you might begin to ask, "What is this feeling trying to communicate?" Language itself can support emotional regulation. Naming a feeling helps the brain organize it. Simple phrases can be enough. I feel overwhelmed. I feel hurt. I feel anxious. For some neurodivergent people, including those with ADHD or autistic profiles, identifying emotions in the first place can feel difficult. This is sometimes referred to as alexithymia, where feelings are present but harder to recognize or put into words. In these moments, even broad descriptions can help. Something feels off. I feel unsettled. I'm not sure what I'm feeling yet. Language can begin as an approximation, clarity often follows later. Putting emotion into words can reduce its intensity because it activates cognitive processing alongside emotional experience. Now, there are regulation strategies that could help, but obviously different regulation strategies work for different people. For example, gentle movement can help discharge emotional activation. Grounding through sensory awareness, it can restore stability. Slowing the breath can signal safety to the nervous system. Taking brief pauses from demanding situations also can allow emotional waves to settle. These approaches are not about fixing emotion. They're about creating space so that emotion can move rather than becoming stuck. Emotional regulation doesn't mean getting it right every time. It doesn't mean never reacting. It means gradually developing the capacity to stay with feeling without being overwhelmed by it. Emotions carry information. They signal needs, boundaries, connection, and meaning. When emotions feel loud, it can help to pause, if possible, to listen, to name what's present, and to allow time for the nervous system to recalibrate. Emotional regulation isn't a destination. It's an ongoing conversation between mind, body, and environment. And like any other language, it becomes more familiar with practice and compassion. Thank you for listening. You have been listening to The Neurodivergent Linguist, where words, worlds, and wiring meet. I am Hiba Bayat, the neurodivergent linguist, coach, and supervisor. I hope this episode left you a little more curious, a little more kind to your brain, and a lot more you. Until next time, keep noticing, keep learning, and remember, shift really does happen.